At this place in history, we're in Burlington with Executive Director of the Vermont Historical Society, Steve Perkins. Steve, are we chatting about the church?
We are. This is one of the most recognizable churches, I think, in the entire state of Vermont. We all associate it with that church at the head of Church Street, but it really is the oldest house of worship in Burlington. So let's learn more about it.
Let's do it.
So when Burlington was founded, there was one called a congregational society. So everybody was part of one church group, and these were the Congregationalists. This was true pretty much throughout all of New England. Now we're talking 1790s right now. So in about 1805, the church had what was called a schism, or it broke apart, and the Congregational church split. You had the Trinitarians and the Unitarians. I'm not going to get into theological history, but two different factions of the same church. Well, the Unitarians got together and ended up building this church in 1816. Now the Trinitarians had one too, but it's moved around a little bit. So this church has been here since 1816. So beautiful brick building created by Boston architect Peter Banner, and very well known for its architecture, but also the long life of a church right here on this site.
So tell us a little bit more about the architecture. Describe it for us.
Yeah, so it started off as a federal style architecture, and it's a brick building. It's got this great kind of octagon tower on top of, the square church. It has been updated a little bit. In the mid 1800s, they decided Greek revival was in, so they added some Greek revival elements to it. All in all, the church exterior remains fairly classic in the way that it's made.
And it's really become a symbol, for Burlington as a whole, but also Church Street being right here at the end.
Definitely. everybody knows the word Church Street, and they say, oh, well, we know it's Church Street because there's a church at the head of this street. And, talking about street names, we're at the intersection of Pearl and Church Street, and one of the first congregants here at the Unitarian Society was Mr. Pearl. And so this street is named after him. Also names like Pomeroy and Loomis and Willard. We know all these names from Burlington's history. So the church itself, Unitarian, which was a branch of the Congregationalists until about the 1820s, when it became its own church in the United States. Now we know it as the Unitarian and Universalist Society, the Universalist Church, which is equally as old, combined together in 1961. And in the 1980s, this church became Unitarian and Universalist. So as churches go, generally on the liberal side of things as opposed to the conservative side of things, but a very vibrant congregation even today. Unity at the head of Church Street.
At this place in history.